audio. In 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 audio.
Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and we are live for Late Night Vibes. This is our show, regular show on a Tuesday night, wherever you are in the world. It might be morning time in certain parts of the world. In Australia, I think it's morning time for Australia. So good morning to everyone in Australia. And like I said, America might be evening time for you guys. So I thought, let's do a show for the people worldwide that don't catch us live. So yeah, man, we're here. Man, like Haj, what you telling me? No messing around here, man. We need a quiet show, man. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Haj, what you telling
don't
me?
worry, fam. It'll be calm and composed, but I'm all good, broski, man. I hope you're well.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Big up Paul in LA, man. 11 in South Africa. Come on, man. Big up to everybody who's here, man. Yeah, man, 100%. This is going to be a permanent show. Big up to Haj on YouTube as well, man. You made the permanent contract. Is it signed, sealed, delivered, or are you still on a part-time basis on Twitch?
Nah. Made my debut. Made my debut the other day on
Come on.
YouTube. It was good. So I'll be there. Like, no more Twitch for me. No more Twitch.
Yeah, come on, man. That's what we love to see, man. Big up Rants as well, man. He's made over as well. But yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's here. We got to talk, man. There's a lot of situations that are happening, man. In the last couple of hours. Where should we start? Let's start with the situation on Dean Henderson. He's about to leave to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest had advanced talk to sign Dean Henderson on a permanent deal. Terms almost agreed also on players' side. Man United not interested to give final green light until David De Gea signs the new deal. Damn. What's going on here? Priorities, man. It's mad in the dunya, man. But what do you make of that, Haj? Dean Henderson, we kind of knew was going to leave anyway because he weren't going to really stay after what he did with the TalkSport interview. But that last bit there, man, Man United are not intention to give final green light until David De Gea signs new deal. So you sign a new deal there, kind of makes it all sense.
I don't like personally with me when it comes to Hendo, never been a fan. I'll be real.
Yeah.
Like even that little period where he started over De Gea under Oli, I feel like that whole period was a little bit exaggerated in my likings. But that's
Facts.
that's not to say he's not a decent up and coming keeper. But you could see from preseason last year, his head's not really into the project. And I think the way
Facts.
United are looking at it, bro, at the moment is which player in this camp can we generate funds from? And I think
Yep.
with Henderson, English had a good
Yep.
season with Nottingham Forest. And the thing that helps the most is he wants out. So
Yep.
it's a very easy transaction. It's a very easy deal to get done as long as we get the money that we feel we deserve. And Forest look like they're very adamant. They want him to be their number one keeper. So, bro, is it what, 40 million? Bro, 40
I
million?
reckon 30 to 40 million in the region of there. I reckon you'll get
Mm.
for Dean Henderson, which is probably the most amount we're gonna get for a player. You know, I don't. Maybe people are saying Maguire 40 million. I don't see it happening, but I reckon the keeper one, because he's 26, because he still could be England international, because he's still got that relevance to him. He's a decent enough keeper for a standard level of Nottingham Forest. There's no respect to Nottingham Forest, but he's done some good things over there. So it's not a bad move for him. He's in the Premier League. We could get a lot out of him. So, you know, you can't rate for keepers because you have to get the right one to survive in the Premier League. Because Navas, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think he's not that great anymore. Like, he's making some crazy saves, I know, for United game, but overall he's made some bad mistakes. So Dean Henderson, that's a bit of good business from United. But on the flip side, David De Gea signs a new deal. I mean, Kante to Saudi, no more humble and gimmick. And then I think HKM Music saying here about De Gea going to Saudi. I mean, we'll talk about the Saudi thing later on, but he signs a new deal. You see Man United buying a keeper, though. Like, obviously, it depends on how much we got money and how much we got to play with, but David De Gea signs a new deal. Is number 2 on what, 200 grand a week? I'm guessing. If you kind of look at it,
I remember we were saying it on my stream the other day, which was, I think if David De Gea accepts 200k, it will still make him the highest paid keeper in the Prem, and he'll be back up. Yeah,
That's
because
mad.
apparently
mad.
Edison and Allison are on 180. So De Gea being on 200. So basically, in simpler terms, Man United's backup goalkeeper, which will probably be a cup keeper, is going to be the highest paid keeper in the Prem. And it's crazy to me, bro, because it's like, I can't personally, if somebody said to me right now, David De Gea has to start one of the competitions, whether it's cups or league, I'd be like, you know what, at the moment, we're not really ready to compete for a league title. So I'd rather play him in the league because there's a higher chance of us winning a cup. And David De Gea is not a cup keeper because it might go pens. Bro, he doesn't have. I'd rather play him in the league than in the cup. I'll be real, bro.
But then would you not think, though, the league is kind of bread and butter? In a league, in cups, you don't really have to show your style of play. Whereas in the Premier League, you would have to show your style of play over a long kind of period of time. I would say play him in a cup competition because we don't have to play that expansive football. All we have to do is go through, and he'd be that sort of keeper to maybe keep you in a tie or whatever. Whereas in the Premier League, we need to be evolving. If you want to evolve to the next level and show a style of play and be consistent, I feel like Premier League, we have to have a new keeper. We have that's just the way I look at it. We have to be able to evolve now into a new team, if you know what I mean. That's the way I kind of look at it.
Nah, I agree with you, but the only reason why I'll do it the opposite way is because at the moment, I still think it's too early. Like, I personally still feel like next year United will be a top 4 team, but I think we'd get it a bit more comfortably. Like, we wouldn't take it to the final day. But in cups, like we've shown this year, we won the Carabao, we got to the final of the FA Cup. And I just feel like having a keeper like David De Gea, that's declining, that's not good at penalties, in one-off games, in knockout football, like in a cup, I feel like the consequences are too big because, for example, Sevilla, 1-2 mistakes, cool.
Yeah,
come 90
true,
minutes,
you know.
United are knocked out.
Yeah.
FA Cup, mistake from the first 13 seconds, it set the tone for the whole game. United were out. In the league, especially because I don't feel like we can compete for one, I can take the errors here and there. But like I said, bro, that's if I was forced to play him.
Yeah. The thing is, we've got to get a keeper. And now with Man United, I feel like with Man United, though, anytime we need a position that we need to fill, it takes a lot of money out of us. How much did the centre back cost us? Well, we needed to fill him. It was 85 million for Maguire. Well, we needed a right back. it costs us 50 million for Wan-Bissaka. Let's look at another position. Let's look at midfield. Who have we needed midfield? Casemiro, 60 million. Left wing, right wing. We needed a right winger for so long. How much did it take us money? 72. This is the problem with Man United, is that we neglect positions for far too long, and then we have to overpay. This one here, I don't see, for me, United buying a keeper unless you get David Raya. For me, I would go and get David Raya, who I think is a very, very competent keeper. You could get him for about 30, 40 million. I reckon you could probably get him for less. But if you go and get the likes of Costa, you know, Mike Mania is a top keeper. AC Milan, they won't let him go on a cheap. You've got who else is out there? Top keepers. Onana, I don't know the situation in terms of his contract, whether he's in a good contract or not. Like, if you're gonna have to spend a keeper, it's gonna be at least 70 million, like minimum. Like, no jokes.
I think with the keeper thing, and it's a blessing in disguise. I will be very honest. Like, I feel like January, February time is once we started getting told, like, yo, David De Gea, Eric Ten Hag, they're on the same boat. A deal will be offered, and everybody was fuming.
Yep.
I feel like, bro, as the season has ended, I feel like David De Gea's performances have made Eric Ten Hag change his priorities, because you could see us not going in for a fullback anymore. I feel like now they want to put those funds into a keeper. But David De Gea was signing, and personally, bro, I'll be real. Like, you could either go for the big names, like you mentioned, the Raya, the Mike Manyan. But bro, I'll be honest, there are a lot of hidden gems out there, like ones that
name me them.
As in, I like the Anderlecht one. I think he's called Verbruggen, the Dutch keeper.
Verbruggen. I don't know much of him. I know
only really came across them.
He's a good one.
I only really came across them for like two. Yeah, I think that's the one in the French league.
Yeah, he plays for. Is it Rennes? Is it Rennes or is it the other team? Let me know in the chat. Where's Alex Meret? That's Napoli, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Meret is Napoli.
But there are good keepers, bro. Like I said, the two that I like is I like Verbruggen from Anderlecht, and I forgot his name, but I like the keeper from Empoli in Serie A. And those are two keepers.
I like hard, you know.
No. I saw it on Twitter.
Nah, man, you be watching Empoli, yeah? Come on.
I saw it on Twitter, but like I saw a few of his like individual highlights, and I was like, you know what, I like what I'm seeing. And to be fair, bro, I'll be real. Like, if this was any other team, they probably get quoted 10 million. Because it's Man United, teams always feel like they can hit the jackpot and get an extra 10. But if somebody said to me right now, United are going to sign an up-and-coming keeper that has shown he ticks all four boxes in terms of distribution, in terms of sweeping, in terms of commanding his box and shot stopping, and we can get him for 20 M's and, I don't know, keep David De Gea around up until we can actually compete for a title, I'm happy, bro.
Okay. But this is the thing, though. I feel like there's a clash of ideas. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of viewed the goalkeeper position as I kind of neglected. I was like midfield. But when I see the midfield don't have any confidence in the keeper, and when I see what I see at Wembley, it does a Varane and Lindelof babysitting David De Gea. I'm just like, bro, that's embarrassing, man. For a Man United stature, like, we have to build out from the back. People have to have confidence in the keeper. And I'm just kind of, it's almost, you know, when you have to have that tough love. I'm now saying, David De Gea, you ain't it anymore. And I don't want to see you, like, because it's getting toxic now. People are starting to question his legacy. People are starting to question the kind of what he's done in the past how many years for Man United. I don't want that to happen. Like, David De Gea has been a good servant for Man United. Like, he's been a very, very good servant. Like, let's just end the pain now. Let him go on a high. Let him go to Saudi, build his career over there, and get the money he needs. And let's just leave it on a good note. It's been a good overall season, third in a trophy. Let's leave it at that now, and let's not give him a new contract, and let's move him on. That would be the ideal situation. But what Man United can't do is that we don't have the recruitment to buy two keepers, or because we've let Jack Blutton go. He's gone. Tommy Heaton ain't no number two. So we don't have that. That's the problem. We're only thinking to keep David here because we don't believe in what we're doing, and that is the Glazers and what the ownership is, John Murtough and all them, man. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, nah, bro, spawn. Like I always say this with David Gea. I'm like, it's like the Batman thing where it's like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And it's like, this is the perfect time. And I'll be real, like even he won the Golden Glove. Like you bow out. I wouldn't really call you a hero because like you were to blame for the Europa League. I would say you were partially to blame for the FA Cup, but still you walk out of it having had a mediocre, decent-ish season individually, Golden Glove. You walk out with silverware. And I feel like you bow out at the perfect time where Man United are transitioning into a completely different team that you don't have the skill set for. So rather than keeping him around where his skill set gets exposed more and more and more, and bro, you know how fan bases work. You'll be a hero one day. Once Mandem clock, listen, you're not really fitting the profile that we're looking for. All that love will turn into hate and slander. And I agree with you. I don't want to see De Gea go down that path because I didn't even like it when Ronnie went through that path. Like I love Ronaldo. So when I saw everybody turn on him and I was like, listen, even though you've brought it on yourself, I didn't like it. And that's why I think De Gea bowing out now is the best for both parties.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think for me, it's very, very crude, but I think people are saying, "What good season?" Listen, man, come on, man. Let's not do this, man. Overall, what Man City do, it taints it. But don't get me wrong, third and a trophy, it's exceeded a lot of expectation. I said fourth and a trophy, so it's overall, it's just what United should be doing anyway. So I'm not saying it's a good season, but it's not a bad season, is it? So you know, let's look at it that way. Guys, it's over 600 in here. Please hit the like button right now. If you're watching right now, hit the like button. Make sure you're following Haj. Link is in the title. We've got to talk about Donny van der Beek, man. He also wants to leave. Fair play to him. He's finally spoke up for once. And he's you know, he's saying here, exclusive, Donny van der Beek will explore options on the market in the next weeks as he could leave Manchester United. Donny loves the club and Ten Hag, but he needs and wants to play regularly next season. Told he'll be ready for pre-season after a long injury. Is this almost, before we talk about Donny van der Beek as a whole, is this almost like, yo, brothers, Ten Hag, like, yo, I'm here, you know, like, make sure you're in my plans, innit, for the pre-season. I'll be fit for the pre-season. I'll show you what I'm about, but I do want to play. What do you make to that, man, in terms of him, like, kind of like making it aware now, making it, you know, possible to the people?
I'll be real, bro. Like, see with Donny van der Beek, I like him. Do you know what it is? And it's like, I sympathize with the guy, especially under Oli. Like, you got signed, you walked into a circus, you were never, ever really given an opportunity. But I will be honest, bro. Like, with Donny, I feel like you said, him speaking up is probably the best thing for him because he needs to move on. I think United need to move on from Donny. Donny needs to move on from Man United because he's given us, is it what, 3-4 years? 3 years?
Yeah. And 3 years, three seasons, I think he's been at United.
Bro, 3 seasons. He's hardly started. You could see whichever manager that comes in, they don't really favor him. And everybody was like, listen, Ten Hag, he's gonna build the team from 2018, 2019, and Donny is gonna be integral and this and that. From the get-go, from when Donny was fit, Ten Hag saw there were better players that occupy the same positions as Donny, and he was like, listen, them man suit the Premier League more. Now, maybe if we were in the Dutch league, the Donny van der Beek profile suits that league more, where it's a bit more slow, but Donny just lacks intensity for me, bro. And it's got nothing
Same
to
with
do.
Sancho. Similar to Sancho in that kind of build. They're both similar. They've got all the technical ability in the world, but in terms of being mobile or being aggressive, being, you know what I mean, the physical specimen, the side of the Premier League which it thrives on, they lack it. Like, he makes runs. And you know what the thing is here? He makes the runs. He does everything possible, but still, is it enough? Like, why does it feel like it isn't enough for Donny van der Beek? I see him making the runs. I see him trying to, you know, do the 1-2 give and go. But what you've got to do is be kind of making the third man runs, you know, making the different type of runs, I don't know, there was something missing. And that intensity, he just couldn't do, man. Like, and that's what it is, man. And when he did play well, Ollie took the piss out of him, innit, and didn't really play him again. Like, he wasn't able to build on his form. Then injuries came in, then a lack of form, then Bruno's kind of influence was too heavy to kind of either overtake him. So there's a lot of things that just not gone his way, but also he hasn't proven enough, has he? Really, let's be honest.
I agree with that because, like, especially under Oli, I sympathized. I was like, he needs a chance, man. Like, he needs a run of games, even if it's 2, because I like to live by some ballers don't need a whole month to play. They just need 190 minute and they'll show you some talent. With Donny, bro, like there even came periods this year before he got injured, he was playing, and I was thinking like, I'm not really Bruno's biggest of fans, but like Bruno has grown on me this year. But I'm watching him and I'm thinking, bro, just give me something. Like have an effect on games. Like the way he likes to have an effect on games, it doesn't suit the players, especially the profiles we have on the pitch. Where Donny's a very intelligent player, and I feel like his game is based a lot around like positional play, like different movements and this and that. This team, you could see, bro, we've got Donnies that run into one another. We've got 4 men that occupy the left-hand side. It doesn't suit Donny. Somebody could say, all right, cool, keep Donny around until 1-2 years until you transition into this team. But then I'll ask the question, so what? We bought Donny and we kept him around for 5 years until we can finally use him. That's a waste of money, bro.
Unlocking Donny, unlocking Pogba, unlocking Sancho. Like, bro, this unlocking, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, man. There's too many unlockings. I think we just got to kind of almost kind of like get to players who are just capable of working in a system. Like, you listen, I think there's so many players, like Sandro Martinez doesn't need much kind of explanation. He does it. Casemiro, he does it. Like, we need more of them players. Anthony's still getting there. You know what I mean? Rashford's had a good season in what Ten Hag's system has been. Martial's been obviously not injured. He's been injured. Wan-Bissaka's had to develop a whole 6 months to get into the Ten Hag system. You know what I mean? Malacia, who's been in the Dutch league, hasn't been able to kind of cut it out. Shaw's kind of almost like showing him up a little bit. So there's a lot to kind of understand. And bro, it's dog eat dog out there, man. It really, really is. But ultimately, I don't know what's going on here. Ultimately, it comes down to, us understanding that, you know what, Donny van der Beek, it hasn't worked out, man. And you know what? It's a shame because I tell you what right now, if we needed a profile in this team who's technical, who's versatile, who could do what Donny does, but have the intensity, we're taking him right now. Maybe people are saying it's Mount, but I don't see that in Mount. Personally, for me, I don't think he's as technical as Donny van der Beek, but he gives you the off-the-ball movement. And this is what Ten Hag wants. We'll talk about his talent ID in a minute, but he wants a lot of off-the-ball movement. He wants a lot of situations where, it's off the ball. It's creating them third man runs. He wants all them things that we are looking at it right now thinking, damn, this is what he wants, really.
Yeah, nah. With the Premier League, as much as people don't like to hear it, you need the element of physicality. You really do. If you don't have that physicality, you need to be a player that shows a lot of intent and you're brave in possession in particular. Donny is not the bravest in possession. If anything, he's a bit too passive for my likings. Like, I always say this thing about Sancho where I'm like, sometimes Sancho in the final third, he's a bit too cute in possession, the way he likes to strike a ball. Like, I'm thinking, bro, show some aggressiveness, Yeah. Donny is very similar. And for a player that I would want to like orchestrate attacks in the final third, I'm like, nah, you don't really have it in you. And I'll be real, bro. Like, as in, it's the perfect time to let him go. And for me, like, he falls into a very similar bracket to an Eriksen, where they've got the intelligence, they've got the technical ability, but their lack of physicality, their lack of mobility, their lack of legs, especially when it comes to defending transitions, it is a problem. And they need a team that's basically built for them in order to function. With Eriksen, we got him for free, bro. So can't really complain. But with Donny, it's like we're looking at him, we're thinking, you're of a decent age. We can get some money out of you, especially in a time where we do.
But can we though? Let's be honest. Can we? How much do you reckon we're getting for Donny? How much are we buying for? Let me check how we bought Donny van der Beek for. Donny,
wasn't it 30, 35?
For Man United. I think we did, we got him for a decent price. That's why it hurts me. We got him for a 34.6 million. Rising to 39 that's for add-ons. Contract till 2025. So he's still got like 2 years left on his deal, which is mad. Time flies, man. Time flies. Bro, time flies, man. Jeez, man. 35 million. Let me know in the chat, how much does Donny go for? Throw Sancho and Donny at place City. They won't look out of place. Yeah. But again, this is what I'm saying about what are we gearing towards in terms of our team? It is going to be a lot of, off the ball, running, intensity, running in behind. That's what it's going to be. I don't think we're building like technical footballers in the team. Obviously, you got Lisandro who's in there, but apart from him, I don't see a lot of technical ability in this team. You know what I mean? It's a lot of pace and power, you know. But people are saying 50 to 20.
That sounds right. I'll be real
50 to
because
20.
yeah, Donny is fortunate, which is he had a good career at Ajax, which will still stand out, especially when you look at his CV. Like when you look at Donny, put him in a certain role in a certain team that functions in a certain way, you'll get something out of Donny. Yeah, like he's not a dud. He's not a player that you look at and think there's no way of making him work. And like I said, bro, age is in his favor. He's versatile.
Mm.
His intelligence can help a lot of teams. But the only thing with Donny is I think how many teams out there really play the way that suits a Donny van der Beek?
True.
I think teams will just look at him and just try and play him maybe more as like an interior in a 4-3-3. And bro, 15-20 million for a Dutch international, it's not that bad of a gamble. Like it's not like United are asking for 70 M's and you're thinking, like what have you done in the game in the past 3 years, bro? Man, them be paying 50 M's nowadays and they get nothing out of it. Paying 15-20 for a Donny, and if it doesn't work out, you can still probably recoup that.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a question here from Mino. Says, what's wrong with PMP? The PMP has stopped. I think there needs to be a balance. I think for me, it's all about balance, man. If a team is simply relies on pace and power and counter attack, it don't really sit well with me because I like to have a bit of balance. I want to be able to control the game. I want to be able to have an element where we don't get turned over every minute. We don't at home sit off teams because there needs to be an evolution of the way we play, you know? And I just think for me, that evolution has to happen the following season. First season, you acclimatize to your league. First season, you build something. But next season, you kind of have to, I just want to see a bit of element of control in this team that where Man United, we dominate teams. Because I look at Brighton, I look at all these teams, Brentford, they're going to build players. Aston Villa will build in technical players in there. They were already going in for Asensio. So they're going to bring that element of that and I think everyone's just kind of leveling up now. Teams like Brighton have got a better midfield than United. Obviously, they've lost McAllister, but they'll bring in whoever. Like, we've got to build that element of where we control games. That's just the way I kind of look at it. Do you have a problem with PMP? Or are you kind of versatile like me, a bit of everything?
You know what it is? I'll be honest. If you asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have just sat down and slandered PMP for you. But I like it, bro, because I think with PMP, there are a lot of benefits. And I've seen you can win with PMP. And I mean, Prems, Champions League, you can win it with PMP. And I feel like PMP is probably the hardest thing to stop, but you just need to make sure you've got the right players in the right areas of the pitch. With United, I'll be real, bro, like as in, it was a tough pill to swallow, but I was on the same boat to you, which was we're going to play possession baseball under Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah,
We're going to do something very similar to Pep. Over time, it has grown on me, especially when I look at the players that we're linked with. I think we're going to operate in a way very similar to a Klopp's Liverpool, where it's like when you look at the profiles that we're looking at, they're all energetic, they're all mobile, they're all blessed physically, where they can aid the team in defending transitions, but they can all counter press. And I feel like when you look at Liverpool, what made Liverpool stand out the most was the fact that the players on the left, the players on the right, even their striker, all of them were capable of like counter pressing relentlessly until they won back possession. Bro, if you're trying to build a midfield where you've got Bruno and Mount, that's a team that's built to counter press. And to be fair, bro, if you're going to counter press and retrieve possession ASAP, you're controlling the game in a sense. Like you're not controlling it like a Pep does. You're controlling it in a different way, but control is control. So
yeah, control is control.
I don't mind it.
But obviously, for me, it's the next step of when you want to become the best. And I'm not saying Man United are there. I'm not saying that. United are well far behind there. But for me, there has to be an evolution that when we have the ball, it's not just Bruno just hoofing it. It's not just Mason Mount, what he does. What I know he's going to do is that he's not going to be able to kind of be secure on the ball technically. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, especially Anthony, Rashford, I just want us to kind of, because I feel like with the transition, it's good and I feel like it works. But if you don't have an element of midfield, like controlling midfield, I don't think Casemiro is the greatest in terms of keeping the ball. He's technically gifted in terms of spraying it and when he does a little low look pass, he can do that. But in terms of keeping the ball, he's not press resistant. And I just think for me, we're lacking that in the midfield. That's why I think for me, Caicedo is so crucial this summer. But have we mistaken what Ten Hag talent ideas in terms of what he wants? Like when he was at Ajax, the 18-19 team, he had was it Skone in the middle, isn't it? Then he had De Jong, and who was the other midfielder? Was it Donny in it? It was Donny.
Yeah, it was
Let
Donny.
me look at the Ajax 2018 team. Let me see if I can get it up.
It was a more technical team. That's what it was. It was a more technical team, and then I feel like his 2021 team was more like technical with like an element of physicality to it.
Yeah, here it is. This is the team that played Real Madrid against Ajax. So Ajax and Real Madrid. So this is the team that he played. So you've got Onana, comfortable on the ball. Mazarari, very efficient. Blind, efficient. Blind, very, very technical. Tagliafico. De Jong and Skone, very, very technically secure. Even Skone, who for me surprised me in that period, I kind of like he was one of the linchpins in that team in terms of kind of securing and making sure things tick, being that kind of bait. He used to operate in this area here. Ziyech again, very technically secure at that time. Donny van der Beek. You got Neres, who was that kind of PMP element, but still had that bit of technical ability behind. Then you had Tadic, who for me dropped in that little role there. And then you had the runners off him in terms of Ziyech. But that there isn't what we're building, is it? Let's be honest. That's not what we're building, right?
No. We're not building 2018, 2019 Ten Hag. It's obvious from the profiles we're linked to, especially the way that we were playing last year, like especially like the formation in possession. You could see there's a lot of similarities to 2020, 2021 Ajax. And like I said, bro, I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I always felt like, listen, in the transfer window, we're going to have a clear out and we're going to build this and build that. But bro, if you want to build a team like that Ajax team, you're going to have to say goodbye to a lot of our best players. I'll be real. Like, for example,
that's what I'm saying.
But would we do that, bro? Like, do you reckon the club would sanction it?
Bro, that's not. But the thing is, this is where Ten Hag needs to be vocal. If this is what your team is, then be vocal and say, listen, this is what I want, and this is what I kind of like perceive and what I kind of want. You know what I mean? This is what I would kind of be willing to kind of do. But again, it comes down to the manager, doesn't it? You know, what does he want? You know, I'm gonna try.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But funny enough,
21.
No, go on, finish, bro.
And I'll go. You go. I'm gonna bring up the team.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I look at it differently. Like I look at Ten Hag, and I always say this about any manager. Like, it doesn't matter, Ten Hag, Mourinho, or Pep. The best of managers can adapt to the players that they have. Some managers walk in and say, listen, I like to play 4-2-3-1. And I like these profiles to occupy these zones. If I don't have them, I want to get rid of the players that I currently have. And I want to sign these players because this is the only way I know of playing. The thing I like about Ten Hag, in the beginning, I love the fact that I was thinking, cool, we're going to get a possession-based manager. But that's because I'll be honest, bro. Like, I'm not really that familiar with the guy. I wasn't an Ajax season ticket holder or any of that shit. Like, man knows about Ten Hag, but I wasn't tuning into Ajax like that. So I was like, cool, we're going to get possession-based based on what I saw in 2018, 2019. I think he's come in, bro, and he's looked at the team and he's like, cool. If I want to build that 2018, 2019 team, it's going to cost a lot of money and it's going to take a lot of time. I need to adapt to what I have, but make it a more stronger version so it can compete for a title. And that's why, bro, he likes Bruno. He likes Rashford. Like, them two, in the way that he wants to play, counter-pressing from the front, are very effective. And that's what I think he's doing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to see if there's a team here. Yeah, let me see if this one, I don't know, this might be the one where I think this is the 2021 season. So I don't know if this might be the one where he played a different style here. So it's got Anthony on this side here, Tadic on the left, Berghaus in the 10, you got Klaassen, Gravenberch, Blind on the left, shows Timber, Reeson here. So again, I don't know. For me, when I look at this one here, you haven't got De Jong. Klaassen he control games, but again, he's not the De Jong level in it. Berghorst more of a run as well. Gravenberch more advanced 8. You got Anthony Tadic on the left here. So it's a different kind of playing style as well to the one we've seen in the 2008 team as well. So it's two conflicting styles, bro. But it just again depends on what the manager's looking for, innit? Like what he's going for. Right now, we only know it's Mount right now. Obviously, Harry Kane, we don't know what's going on. We're hearing Hodgland. I mean, are you a fan of Hodgland?
I like him. I like him mainly because he's got something that so many United strikers in the past didn't have. He's just got that striker's instincts, bro. Like when I looked at his goals, none of them are 30-yarders. They're all out fox in the box, tap-ins. I like that shit because we create a lot of those opportunities, but when it comes to the 9 being in the right place at the right time, he's always chilling outside the box. So
this is what I'm saying. Like, what do we want? We want a out-and-out striker, or do we want a guy who again facilitates it, like a Martial prototype, like a guy who connects play and whatnot? Like, you know, this is what I don't know. Harry Kane is going to be a very, very difficult to kind of build. You know what I mean? And bring in. He doesn't start for Atalanta all the time, does he? It's Zapata that normally starts, isn't it? He's not a kind of a mainstay in the team. He drifts in and out of the team. So
still young.
I think he's what, 19, is he? 19, 20, isn't it?
Yeah, 19, 20 years of age.
Yeah, 20 years old, man. You know what I mean? But you know what it is, with me, it just depends on what the United fan base want. Do we want someone who's up and coming and young and raw, or do we want guaranteed goals? That's the question I've got. I want guaranteed. I want a Harry Kane. Before it was Osimhen, but again, Osimhen's not, we can't get Osimhen, 160 million. Now it's I want guaranteed goals because I want to bridge the gap. I want to be able to know that, you know what, we've got a natural goal scorer. You watch next season, he's not scored, Hodgland has not scored in 3 games. The fan base will be on him. But that won't happen with Harry Kane. He's a guaranteed goal scorer. And we don't really have goal scorers in our team. Anti's not going to score you enough goals. We hope he does. Rashford has been there. Obviously, he's done his thing. Sancho ain't. Ahmad might, but will he get enough game time? And then who else is it? Bruno obviously needs to do better next season in terms of scoring goals. So we need a gunman. Gunman is needed. Yeah, absolutely. Gunman is needed.
It is. I think with Højlund, personally, I feel like we'll go all out for Kane, but I think United will get priced away because from what I'm hearing, bro, it's like, 120 for a guy that has 12 months to go. United might just look at him and say, you know what? We'll just ride the wave for the next season and try to get him for free next summer. Because personally, I don't think any team, even Real Madrid, will pay 120 for a guy that has 1 year to go.
What if Real Madrid don't want 120 from Real Madrid? Maybe they want.
I reckon they'll take cheaper, from Madrid.
They will. It's Man United tax, man. That's the problem with us, man. Daniel Levy don't like Man United. He don't want to deal with anyone from England. If he's going to sell anyone, it's to Real Madrid, where he's offshores. It's not a problem. He's out of the way. And it's okay. Manchester United involved, because at the end of the day, we still are a threat to their top 4 chances. Like, we are taking a top 4 spot away from Tottenham. We take that top 4 spot. Arsenal get it. Chelsea get it. Man City, Liverpool, they'll be 1 and 2. Who knows? It depends on what happens in it. So we're taking their prize asset and basically saying to them, you're not reaching top 4 because Harry Kane is your most consistent goal scorer. You know what I mean? So, and if Havertz deal, it looked like it was collapsed today. I don't know what happened, but that means they'll put all their attention because Ben Zimmer, you are telling me that Havertz is Ben Zimmer's replacement? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. 1 second.
No, do your thing. Do your thing.
Come on, man. Like that,
you know what it is? That whole Havertz to Madrid signing, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense stylistically. It didn't make sense in terms of profile. It didn't. Bro, I swear to God, it was a signing where I was like, listen, Chelsea are hitting the jackpot. Like, in one summer, you get rid of 2 of your worst players this year in Mount and Havertz, and you generate over 100 M's. Like, bro, they hit the jackpot with that shit. So when it fell through, I think every Madrid fan is over the moon. But now with like what you touched on Højlund, bro, I think Højlund will be an understudy. I'll be real. I think United will try to get Kane. If we can't get Kane,
we need to get
it will
Kane.
be Højlund, and I think I really think next year Rashford will be a striker. I don't think he's on the wing next year.
Bro, Rashford.
I get it. Bro, me and you are on the same page, innit? But you know what it is? I swear to God, like I know, especially Rashford's on the verge of signing a new deal.
Yeah,
I
he needs to sign
can't
that
have
money, yeah.
Rashford on the wing, bro. He's just too ineffective. He's just too one-dimensional, bro. I can't have a winger that's tunnel vision on the ball, like who
Yeah,
runs into traffic, who plays for himself. I'd rather just keep him as a final action player, so a player that just hangs around the box and we just feed him to get that final shot away. A final action player on the wing,
yeah.
bro. I need more than just cutting in and shooting. And you've seen this year, bro. Like during our best of times when we were going on unbeaten runs, it was Rashford up top with
Yeah.
Weghorst in behind. So Højlund will be an understudy to Rashford. That's what I think will happen.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the thing is Rashford, man. I don't know, man. It's again, it's good when you're on the kind of roll, but I feel like when things get frustrated and we can't break teams down, Rashford, I don't know if he'll have that kind of, you know how Kane will find space. Rashford, I don't know if he's able to kind of, you know, find the space, be intelligent enough to find the space. He needs space to run in behind. A team locks off that space, he's not effective, and that's Rashford's game. He's pace driven. It's pace incentive. It's all of that stuff. You know, people are mentioning Kolo Muani. Listen, that is an option, but again, to spend 100 million on Kolo Muani, like, it's not my money. Don't get me wrong, but I think if you're going to spend 100 million on that, I'd rather spend 100 million on Harry Kane. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it becomes that, so you know, I don't know, man. I think with the striker market is so bad, man. Like it genuinely sucks, man. It's not great, man. A striker market at all, man. Like it's bad, like, and you know what I mean. You see it now. Benzema's gone to Real Madrid. To Saudi. Even Lewandowski was flirting around with that idea. You know, there's Vlahovic, there's Kolo Muani, there's Ramsdale Højlund, there's Harry Kane, and there's Osimhen. Right now, there's 5 options, 6 options in world football. That is absurd. And Giancarlo Ramos, 6, 7. But even him, man, I'm not sure, man. A lot of people, bro, are you mad? What baggage has he got for me to spend 120 million on his release clause? What baggage have you got, mate? Come on,
not
man.
moved by him.
What,
I'm
3
not like
three goals in the World Cup? Hat-trick in the World Cup? Come
he
on,
looks
man.
all right. He looks all right. But bro, I only just found out right now that the release clause is 120. I just found out right now.
120, man.
But you know what it is? It's like the striker market isn't good. But this is like that type of shit is frustrating. But for me, it's exciting because I'm like, the best of teams will still find talent out there where they'll be paying a quarter of the prices. And there's 2 strikers in my mind, and I'll be real. One of them I know will raise a lot of eyebrows. The other one, bro,
Victor Roque.
Sorry?
Victor Roque from Brazil League.
No. Like, I mean, these are more senior pros. Like, they've got 2, 3, 4 years of experience in them. Now that I've accepted we're going to play like counter pressing from the front and everything, bro, I'll be real. I don't know how much it will cost, but I would actually look at somebody like an Ollie Watkins. And look, hear me out. Now, look, like I said, it's not a fancy name, but I'll be real. I'm trying to move away from fancy names. I just want people that come, and like it's going to sound very like Passion Merchant-esque, but like people that play for the badge, people that fit a profile. Because this United team, I feel like we don't need a striker where the team has to play for, if you know what I mean. Like a Vlahovic is somebody that you have to play for. We need a striker that plays for the team. And that's where it's like your Benzema profiles and those types of players.
Yeah.
Bro, Aston Villa, on the transition, he's the number 1 outlet. And it's like a one-man attack. He's done so well this year. In terms of,
he has. I'm not going to knock him.
Holding up the ball. He does his thing, bro.
He's more of a good backup. He's more of a but then I feel like for me now, Aston Villa, if you want him now, I reckon Aston Villa put a price tag of 50 million on Ollie Watkins. I'd give you any money. Bro, I'm telling you now, yeah. If any club comes in for Ollie Watkins right now, it's 50 million. I'm telling you now.
It'll be more. Especially
it'll probably be more.
European football, the amount of goals that he scored this year, like I feel like, and I knew people would react like this, like Ollie Watkins, Villa.
No, 100%. Like, I get it.
his past few years haven't really been the best year. But bro, like this year, in
Where's
terms
the
of holding
names
up the
gone?
ball,
Like the Shicks of the world. Where the Shicks of the world gone? Remember Patrick
yeah,
Schick? Where these
I
guys
know
gone, man? You know these. You know what? I've got a name for you.
who
I've got a name for you. Shout out
is
to
it. Who I
Nuruddin.
think?
Benjamin Sesko.
I don't know about the injury though. Like they,
Oh, he got injury.
I might be talking about someone else. I'll be real.
No,
Didn't
you're
he
talking
get an
about
injury?
you're talking about the one from Wolves.
Yeah. Sorry.
He got an injury. That was Benjamin Sesko, people. Let's run it back. Let's
Mm.
run it back. How many goals has he got this season? Let me find out. Has he actually done well this season, though? Benjamin.
But he's another one that would be like an understudy as well. Like
Yeah, understudy. Yeah. But he's going
Yeah.
to. The problem is, though, he's going to RB Leipzig straight away this season. Like, and then Bayern will buy him for 70
Yeah.
million. Oh, he's not been too bad this year. Oh, let me just pull this up right
18
now.
goals apparently.
Hey,
Someone
yeah,
said
16
18
goals
goals.
in the Austrian league. 16 goals. I want to pull it up now. Make
That's
sure you
nice.
guys like the video. Yeah, go on.
That is nice, especially I think with understudies, there's a lot out there like Hoyland, Sesko. There are a few good strikers. Even Evan Ferguson. Like I'm a massive fan of him.
Evan, bro. Listen, I ain't saying nothing to that.
Expensive though.
Has a little the Australian league. He's going Leipzig though. That's a problem though. Moreno, he's old, man.
development,
He's like
like
31 now, man.
It's the best thing he can do. Like as in for his development, I feel like he needs to go to a league and a team where they will nurture him, they will develop him, but at the same time, he will get minutes back to back. But like you said at the beginning, bro, if Sesko comes to Man United and we just rely on a 19-year-old, like you said, bro, after 3 games, no goals, everyone will come out and be like, yo, why do we have a 19-year-old leading the line for us? We need a more established, a more senior pro. Why didn't we get Kane? And then you've got some next discourse just going around the fan base.
Yeah. Gimenez from Feyenoord. I don't know Gimenez. I'll be honest with you. I've not watched him. Let me ask you a question. A lot of people dismiss this one, including me. What about this player here? Where's he gone? Lautaro Martinez.
Oh, he's a dud. Nah,
he's a dud, in it. Let's be honest.
Nah, not for me. Never been on his hype. I'll be real. He's better than I thought. I'll give him credit for that. Like,
yeah,
I actually thought he was pony, but like he's better than I thought. But he's a 2-man attack. He can't lead the line on his J's. He's a 2-man attack. We don't play with 2 strikers, so it doesn't really matter for us.
Yeah, he's a two-man attack force, man. I think for me, you know what I mean? People are saying Icardi. Listen, man, he's lighting up the Turkish league. Fair play to him, man. You know what I'm saying? I see Haj there smiling. He's lighting up there, but bro, like, you know what I mean? Obviously the Turkish league, but yo.
I got a name for you. Name for you. This is my second option.
Yeah.
But with him, it all comes on the price tag. I think somebody has mentioned it right now on the chat. What do you make of Scamacca?
Scamacca, I think he's broken right now. You know what I mean? He's broken. Emotionally broken. So we have to amend that guy. We have to make him love Manchester, love England. We have to, you know, it's another kind of Donny van der Beek situation in terms of he not being shown love by the previous manager. And then all of a sudden you have to work him back up. But it's again another one like you have to kind of like build his confidence up again. Like he's not scored goals for West Ham. I mean, I don't think he's not the right fit for David Moyes anyway, if I'm being honest with you. But it's another one where if he doesn't bag goals in, you know what I mean? It's again like another expensive mistake. You know what I mean? Like, it's a risk. It's a risk. If you said to me, bro, he was 30 million. This is a kind of striker a season ago was 35 million release clause. United could have just got him for the sake of it. Said, you know what? He's just part of our plans. He's not going to be the main striker, but he's just in the squad. And then all of a sudden, in 2 years' time, Scamacca at 25 is a beast. But United don't think like me, do they? They just think about keeping Ronaldo, keeping Martial, keep, and not think about the next generation and who we're getting next. Because that we've neglected the striking option for a while, you know. Like we brought Ronaldo in, we kept Martial, we kept the idea of Martial, Lukaku. We've neglected that situation, man. Like
No,
to have a bagsman, bro. We've not had that in a while, man.
we haven't, and I feel it's because it's when you look at the players that we have on the wing, bro. It's like
Yeah,
bagsman's like like Haaland's a bagsman, for example. Those are
yeah,
players that you play for. Like somebody mentioned Icardi, bro. Like Galatasaray, that whole attack plays for Icardi. There's a reason why he carried them to the Super League
yeah,
title. United, you see Martial. When we needed reinforcements, we didn't go out and get a bagsman. We went and got Weghorst, who's very similar profile to Martial, where it's like more of a player that connects the dots. With Skamaka, I feel like, bro, it was just a marriage that was destined to fail. Like West Ham, David Moyes, like counter-attacking with a player that doesn't have much legs, but that's more technical, like a focal point that's technical and can bring the wide players into the game. They misused him. And like I said, with Skamaka, bro, if man can get him for a decent price, because it is a risk. I completely agree with you. It is a massive risk, but for me, every transfer is trial and error.
It's a risk. Yeah, it's trial and error. Yeah. Unless you
Torres
get
went
proven
from
quality.
Liverpool. Yeah, bro, of course. Torres went from Liverpool. He tore it apart at Anfield, went to Stamford Bridge, stank out the joint.
Yeah.
Skamaka for a decent price, even if it's a loan, because I actually think they might be open to a loan, especially if we give them like a player in return. A loan, bro, I'm on board with it. I'll be honest. Technically good, great ball striker, great in the air. I have question marks over him out of possession in terms of like, can he press? But bro, I'll be real. Like you said, with a poor transfer market, I'd look at him.
Yeah, but again, Man United don't do loan to option to buy. Like, you know, in Europe it's a thing, but in England there's no, because again it's dog in England. It's like it's so close to league and so competitive. It's that you give that player on that given day. Skamaka could be the difference between Man United at home to West Ham. You see that with Benrahma, one shot, they sat back, it's a goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the difference in our league is so close that if you lose one player, you've then conceded defeat. Like, and that's why teams are so insistent on keeping players. A big up Junior says if he stops this treble, maybe we could talk about Lautaro Martinez. Let's talk about the midfield, man, because Caicedo's hovering around. You know, Arsenal are trying to buy him. Chelsea are trying to buy him. He's for me. I don't know why he's not Man United's number one target, but he would be my number one target, man. Because if you're looking at Donny leaving, McTominay leaving, you're looking at a lot of centre midfielders leaving. Fred possibly leaves. Like this idea that Man United just need advanced eights rather than players who can sit and dictate and control and be a monster, be a destroyer. Like very, very, like even for me, Rice, I'm looking at Rice as well. I don't know what you think of Rice, but Kakare for me, another one that I watch at Lyon as well. You know, people say Rabiot, realistic. Listen, man, let's just buy quality, man. What do you mean realistic? Like, let's buy qualities there. Go and buy him. But Caicedo, chat to me. Does he suit Man United first of all?
Yeah, I think he suits United more than people think, because bro, he's quality. Like I've watched him. I watch Brighton like religiously, and he's caught my eye so much this year. But the one thing that I feel United will benefit so much from Caicedo is how good he is tactically, because he's versatile. So United, if Man United get Caicedo, you'd be able to get away with doing what Arsenal do with Zinchenko, because in possession, he'll be more of an inverted player that plays in a double pivot in the whole 3-2-5. You'd be able, bro, then to fit in a Caicedo, a Mount, a Bruno, a Casemiro. Like those types of players are rare to come across, but at the same time, like to teach a player to play more than one position, it's not something that you can teach in pre-season. Like it requires a player to be like tactically astute. It requires a player to be smart in possession, a player to position himself correctly. The fact that Brighton have done all of that development for us, and now we can just sign him and put him in the right place, bro. 85 M's for me, United. Like I've always said, over 100 M's, I'm down. I'll pay over 100 M's for him. I think he's amazing,
bro. And also because of his versatility and what he can do, you're getting a lot out of him. You're not just getting a player who could do a little. He could do a lot. Like he's played at right back for Brighton.
Man of the match that game. Well, him and
man of the match. Right back. He can play DM. He can play 8. Bro, he's so like for me as well. Like we're not gonna get bullied in the middle of the park, and he's got the legs to stretch teams as well. when we do, if we're playing that transition that everybody keeps talking about, and we're playing that counter-attacking style, he can elevate so much pressure for us, and then be able to kind of drive the ball into attack. That's what you need when you're sitting off teams. Yeah, you need legs, but you need also ball carriers. Obviously, De Jong is another one, but you need ball carrier. He's a perfect ball carrier. He can actually do it. Rice is another one for me that I think for me would suit perfectly in this team.
Yeah, I love Rice.
Again,
Yeah.
that one is so for me. Caicedo is more achievable than Declan Rice, just because I know how West Ham will be stubborn. People say Sofian Amrabat, he's another one, but again, he's a bit limited in what he can do. Caicedo can do a little bit more than him, but he's got the physical attributes of dealing with the Premier League. He'd be actually cheaper. He'd be a like for Casemiro, maybe. You know what I mean? In that sense.
He's quality. He's like, in terms of versatility, he's quality. Tactically, he's quality. The thing about him, bro, is like, even if you just want to use him more of an interior, like similar to how, like, for example, he can play in a lone pivot from what I've seen.
Yeah.
But you could even, if you want to be expansive, yeah, you could even use him in a similar way that Chelsea used Kante, which is like a box to box, but a player that can retrieve the ball in the final third because of his relentless pressing. Like, even in the final third, bro, he's not a dud. Like, he's not a player that lacks the quick feet or lacks, I'm not going to say he has an amazing killer pass on him, but his passing, his ball striking, like, he's better than a lot of people think. And I feel like a lot of people just look at him as a player that will just sit deep and clear out any danger. No, he benefits the team both ends of the pitch, but his versatility from a tactical aspect is why I'm praying. Like, personally, he'd be number one for me instead of Mount. Like, I would go all out for him. If man misses out on Mount, it's not the end of the day. Like, I'll be real. It's not a sad day for me.
It's not the end of the day. Yeah, exactly. They got Freddie, member of the channel. He says, Haj, Saeed, would you take Rabiot on a free? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm starting to warm more to Rabiot rather, because you know what it is here? Because I'm seeing so many players that are not good technically. So when I see one that's technically decent and secure, I would say Rabiot. But again, at the end of the window, not at the start of the window. You know what I mean? But then, but they always say free transfers are easy to sort out, you know, at the end of the start of the window. But I think for me, I just know the Man United's mentality is that you bring in Rabiot, you don't bring in Caicedo. And that's where my worry is. It's either one or the other. So I'd rather concentrate on Caicedo than bring in Rabiot, because he's not going to go anywhere unless obviously somehow he gets lured into the money in the Saudi league, because he's on that periphery as well. You know, like, I could easily see Rabiot going to the Saudi league all of a sudden, taking the money, because he's all about money. He definitely is all about money, and his mum is as well. So you know what I mean, like especially when you see Kante getting 100 million per season, bro. They ain't playing around now at Saudi league.
No. Him being a free agent, it does mean a lot of clubs will look at him. And I've always said, I feel like United will get a midfielder, and then I think he'll be like they've said United will get 2 midfielders this year. I think the second option would be Rabiot on a free. Personally, I had a problem with Rabiot last year because they wanted 20 M's. And I was like, bruh, he ain't worth 20 M's. Rabiot on a free, like, he's not really a ceiling raiser for me, if you know what I mean. But physically and technically, he's an upgrade on like players like Fred, McTominay. So I would be open to him joining, but I would be pissed off if I hear Man United are paying him ridiculous wages, this and that. But I don't mind him. But bro, I don't know if you saw the report like before we went live. United are still contemplating Sabitzer.
That is what I was just about to put up there. Was exactly that. I was literally just checking it. You know, before we talk about this kid here, this kid is the one for the future. But again, United buying Viega, never, mate. I'm telling you, I've watched a bit of him in the Spanish league. But listen, man. But we'll talk about Sabitzer. The fact that they're weighing option is madness. It's absolutely madness, man. But that's just the club, innit? And we're getting cast-offs, innit? We're linked with Goretzka as well. You know what I mean? He's another one.
Dusty.
He's dusting, man. All of these dusting ballers, man. Like, we might as well just literally have Tottenham's trophy cabinet right next to us, man. The amount of dust that I'm seeing right now, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, man? Hella dust, man. What's going on with this football club? Like, cast-offs, man. Even Kovacic, like, listen, miss me out. Like, because I know with us, we're gonna overuse him, and then we're gonna find out he's always injured. When Man City they're gonna play him to his strength. You see, I wouldn't mind Benacer from AC Milan. I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't even mind if we bought Bentancur from Tottenham.
I love Bentancur. I love
Bentancur,
Bentancur.
man. I think he's a quality player, Bentancur. But United won't go for him because he's, again, obviously, you know what I mean? He's probably going to be staying at Tottenham. You know
You
what I
know who
mean?
I
So,
take? Free agent. I'll be real. His interview the other day pissed me off, but bro, free agent, I'm taking Ceballos. I knew you'd react like this, and I'll be real. Like I said, I think it's another one that might baffle people, bro. In terms of just a progressive eight that can carry the ball relentlessly, like this guy, in terms of hurdling challenges, and this is something that
yeah,
even Madrid fans will back. In terms of beating the press, like just a ball progressor that can do it
yeah.
via dribbling or via
I can see something.
passing.
I can see
Bro,
something.
he's had an amazing season this year.
Yeah, I think the Real Madrid fans have. When you look at like Real Madrid Twitter and you actually assess it, like they actually, they speak fondly of Ceballos, in a sense,
Bro.
like they speak
This
fondly
year,
of him.
With the injuries, like I'll be real, when Ceballos was at Arsenal, I was having a field day. Like I was like, bro, this guy is ass. Like this guy is not good.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
showed quality technically, but that was it, bro. Like this year when Madrid had injuries during a period where Modric was injured, this guy, like I tune into La Liga and I'm watching him, I'm thinking, this ain't the Ceballos that I watched at Arsenal. And then the more research I've done about him, the more I tuned in, I was like, bro, like this guy is actually making a statement every 90 minutes that I should be a starter. But I'll be real, them man
yeah.
are blessed for ballers in midfield where he has to ride bench. But as a free agent, bro, it's smart recruitment in my eyes if Man United were to look at him.
Yeah, 100%, man. And like I said to you, there's a lot of talk about Gabriel Vieira. He's linked with Chelsea today. Gabriel Vieira. What do you make of it? You watch a lot of him. Chelsea are linked with him at the minute, and he's only got a 35 million. I think that's his release clause. I think it is. I believe.
Now I've seen. I'm not gonna say a decent amount. I've seen a bit of him. He does look like a very promising young player. Where under the right coach, bro, he can be a problem. Like I may be wrong, but I think I saw a report a few months ago which said like he was a priority for Madrid. It was either him or they get their hands on a Bellingham. But you could see they went down the Bellingham route.
Okay.
He is like a player of his age, of his stature, looks very tidy. Under the right manager, you've got something special with the right development.
Oh. Yeah, even Liverpool apparently are putting in for checking him out as well, man. Right, this is madness, Like even Liverpool are weighing up a move for Celta Vigo's after complete signing of Viega. That's coming like
Ballers get snapped up. Ballers get snapped up.
Ballers get snapped up, man.
Early.
Liverpool. That's what I'm saying now, man. United are just slowing it. Like I've watched a bit of him, and in Celta Vigo's worst season, I'm going to pull you up his stats here. Like they've just about avoided relegation, haven't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they avoided relegation. I think I could be wrong. Let me know in the chat, guys. There's
But it hasn't been a good campaign.
Hey,
it hasn't been a good campaign, to be fair.
It hasn't. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So for me, he's got this not bad for a midfielder who for me is versatile. He can play forward, he can play in the 8. You know what I mean? He's very versatile. 36 games, 11 goals, 4 assists. You know what I mean? So he's a goal scorer midfielder. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Listen, man. You know what I mean? He can play. Like I said to you here, he's very versatile in the way he can play. And like I said, he's got a 35 million release clause. Again, that's what I'm saying about talent ID. I don't know what talent ID we're looking at right now. That's why I said is Ten Hag's talent ID suspect. I didn't mean it in a negative way. I'm just kind of looking at where we're kind of going. You know, where is it that Man United are going? Frankie is a dream, but what will happen? We need someone who can control the tempo of the game, bro. Listen, man. I think Frankie de Jong. I got one more in me, man. I got one more in me. You know what I mean?
All do, but bro, based on how he's performed this year and the fact that they won La Liga, and bro, I'll be real, like especially with Busquets leaving, he is like, even though I feel like he's better in a double pivot rather than a lone pivot, but the way Xavi now trusts him, like I reckon it'll be very difficult to get rid of him. And I think last year's 80 million price tag, they'll want more. because, bro, like this year,
Mm.
consistently dropping 8 out of 10s, and those types of players, you don't let go of them, bro. You don't let go of them.
Yeah. Apparently, the Messi situation is that he might be going to Inter Miami. Ooh, that's mad. Inter Miami Messi, you know. I don't know what's going on there, man. That's mad. Why is he not going to Saudi, man? Go to Saudi. Let's, you know what I mean? Ronaldo versus Messi. I don't know if I think he just he doesn't want to have that kind of that rivalry again, innit? I don't know, man. I think he's kind of sick of the rivalry, man. He wants to go to Inter Miami and just enjoy his life, innit? You know what I
think
mean?
he's Barca bound. I'll be real.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he goes to Barca, especially with La Liga approving. So as in Barcelona had to give like a financial breakdown as to how the money is generated, how they're gonna fund the whole Messi transfer, and even like there's a wage cap. And they have sent it off to La Liga, and La Liga approved it. So as in Barca can now get Messi. And I think personally, Messi, I don't think he's gonna ask for much. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he gets paid like a quarter or maybe even nothing. Like he loves that club too much. And I feel like he's got unfinished business there, like especially the way he went out. Like I think he deserves a send-off. Like he didn't even get a send-off, bro. Like he wasn't even planning on leaving. And then in the summer, just some madness happened and he had to be sold. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does like 1 year. He'll definitely go Saudi for the money. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just signs 1 year. I don't know, maybe wins another La Liga or something and then bows out.
Yeah. Just before we wrap it up, Justin Madrid are preparing an 80 million euro offer for Harry Kane. That'll be their starting offer, and then they'll go up a little bit. Listen, man, I'm telling you, man, Harry Kane's got a decision to make, man. And when they come calling, you don't say no, man. Gareth Bale was the same. You know what I mean? You don't say no, man. You know what I'm saying to you? So, damn, 80 million euros. Do you think he goes there, or do you think he still wants United?
You know what it is? Every time I read about it, I change my mind. But because I know he wants the record. I know he wants the Premier League record. That's for sure. But like you just said, Madrid don't come calling twice. Yeah, like,
they don't.
The only player, Ronnie and Mbappe were the only players where they called twice for them. But
that's mad, man.
I think he goes, does 4 years. Because I don't think Madrid will look at him and be like, all right, cool, he's the next striker for the next decade. They'll definitely be looking at Mbappe. I reckon he does.
Believe it, man. United had one chance to get Harry Kane without no world-class manager, without no top four, and we can't. Oh my God, man! This club, man. If he goes Real Madrid, that would be for me our biggest mistake in a while. Like that's our. When I look at transfer mistakes, I look at that thinking United failed to sign Harry Kane when no other club, Chelsea, Arsenal, even Man City, when they've got Haaland now. Who else is around us? You don't go Arsenal anyway. No, United couldn't get their first choice striker when they need one. I think that is a shambles. It's an absolute shambles that United have failed to go and get a player of that magnitude. When you think of what Ten Hag needs, it's a bad indictment on the club. It's, for me, a travesty for the manager because he knows he wants Harry Kane. And then to go drop down one level to the Hoylers and the Kolo Muani, it's, for me, it's a bit of a sad state of affair. Let's see how that goes on. And let's see how that plays out. Yeah.
Just like a final point. If I was to say to you right now, these two players, you're guaranteed. Yeah, like just in a hypothetical world. If I was like to you, cool, you either get Caicedo or you get Kane. Who do you want?
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. And we're going to end the stream here, people. Thanks for the video.
I've got my answer in it.
You know what? I'm going to say Harry Kane. You know why? Go on. Because I feel like we could patch things up with other midfielders. But you see Harry Kane, it's Harry Kane there. Like, you don't get any other striker of that ilk. So I feel like I beat the test there. So you tried to trick me there. But is that a fair answer?
But I'll be real. I was expecting you to say Kane in it, but nah, for me, I'll go Caicedo.
Is it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you might get a similar ilk to Caicedo in terms of what he can do. But will you get the same ilk of Harry Kane?
You won't, But I'll be real, bro. Like, not even in a disrespectful way when it comes to Kane. Yeah, like United just need somebody that's penetrative in the final third. Like, even if you're 3/4 of Kane, like, bro, we created the third most chances in this year. We just had duds that couldn't finish a 1-on-1. So, as much as
Yeah.
Kane benefits the team offensively,
Let
I
me do
think
a
Man
poll.
United need to address like the foundation of the team before they go building an attack. And Caicedo's versatility and what he brings to this team tactically, I think I edged that over Harry Kane's goals. I'll be real.
Yeah. Let me do a poll. Choose one. Kane,
It'll be
Caicedo.
good. I want to see what people say.
Yeah, we'll give it about 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, guys, choose one. Harry Kane or Caicedo. Let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, Caicedo's winning. 50 votes already, man. Caicedo's winning.
Wow.
It's it's 50-50 now. Aye. Let's give it a couple of minutes and then we'll see where that goes, man. Mids are more important than buying a striker. There you go. Well, get in the vote then. Get in the vote. I just think you can only buy one Harry Kane. You can buy another Caicedo, I believe. But then it's difficult. But you will find a gem in maybe that's a different style, and maybe Paulinho, who's maybe a destroyer. Maybe Declan Rice, who gives you a bit of technical versatility. So there is options in that sense, but obviously it's not going to be. It's still 50-50, 159 votes. That's mad, guys. It's over nearly 900 of you in here. We're going to give you at least the chance to make it 400 votes. So if we could get 400 people to vote, that'll be amazing. This shows you how interactive this show is, man. So let me know, people. 174 votes so far. If you don't know how to vote, go in the comments page. You'll see a poll there. Click on the one that you want to choose. And let me know. It's still 50-50, I can't lie to you, man. It's mad. It's mad, people, man. Caicedo and Højlund. Again, you know what it is, man? I just don't want to be disappointed next year that Højlund's got on a 3-4, he hasn't scored in 3 or 4 goals, and then we got Sancho and Anthony having to rely on for scoring goals. You know what I mean? I just know what happens at this football club. Whereas I know Harry Kane's going to score you the goals. Gunnar Roller says, Arsenal fan here. Ceballos' quality was unbelievable in the first loan spell, but he lacks consistency and not physical enough for the league. Yeah, that's a good point there. Big up to Nostalgia says, Saeed and Haj, if you could pick 2 of Caicedo, Kakare, Enzo Lefi, Andre, Lavia, Manu Kone, who would it be? All progressive 8s, all, and our midfield goes up so many technical levels. Oh, could pick 2. I pick Caicedo and I'm going to say Manu Kone.
I go Caicedo and Kakare.
Kakare. Ooh. Yeah. You know, Enzo Lefi is going to
Rennes.
A French club. Huh?
He's going to Rennes.
What? What is he doing, man?
They're getting Lefi and they're looking at Kokchu as well from
No way.
Yeah.
Lorient set 25. Oh my God. This football club is madness. It's a madness. Lorient sent the asking fee of 25 million euros as midfielder opts to move to Rennes. And that is what? How many minutes ago they put out that? 12 hours ago. But he's looking to move to Rennes. I've watched a bit of him this season. Not a lot. There was a game where he played against PSG, was it? He was unbelievable that game. I don't know if you've seen that game. I think they won that game, didn't they?
He's a quality player.
They won that game.
I can't remember. I never watched.
They won that game, and Hakimi got sent off. He was very, very good, versatile as well. Right, keep going, guys. It's still 50-50. Right now it's Kane winning it, but the votes are too low. It's 228 people have voted. There's 839. Are you shy, guys? Like, you don't have to be shy. You're only voting. It's anonymous. We're not going to know who votes. So don't be shy, people. Let's get to 300 votes. Guys, there's 234 votes. Let's get to 300 people. Because if I just cancel the vote now, it's going to be 50-50. So we'll never know who's won. So get us up to 300 votes before we wrap up. And right now, Kane's winning, by the way. Kane's winning by 2%. 2%, guys. 2%. But yeah, man. Haj, what are you telling me, man? Big week for United, obviously, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Oh, yeah, Hassan Mawar, yeah. But I think for me, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think he's the same player anymore, innit? Hassan Mawar. Let's be honest, man.
He's nice. He lacks physicality. Like it won't suit United. I'll be real. It'll be like another Donny Sancho where the tech is there, but the physicality isn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, listen, guys, I'm gonna end the poll here, and the poll was Harry Kane won. I don't think it was a big metric. I'll have to do a poll on the community post. Maybe that'll be a bit more better for everyone. But yeah, guys, one more super chat before I wrap up. Big up to Mike. Appreciate every time you donate, my friend. I feel a man am choosing players based on Pep's system and not what Ten Hag usually gone for in the past. Just trust the process. The FA Cup final was mainly Ollie's squad. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But this is where we want to see Ten Hag be ruthless. Can he be ruthless? We'll find out. But Haj, it's been a pleasure, man. Been a good hour 15 with you, my bro. Good football knowledge, good football talk. You know what I mean? A bit more calmer chat. You know what I mean? That's why it's called late night vibes, isn't it? We're just vibes in. There's no real structure to the show. We're just vibes in out here, man. So big up to you, man.
Bro. Appreciate you having me on, man, as always.
Come on, people. Make sure you follow him, man. Haj. The link is in the title, people, man. Haj will probably be more active on YouTube now. So when he's live, you can go check him out. You know what I mean? Follow him. The link is in the title. Get his followers up. Get his channel up. And yeah, man, big up to everybody who's here. Make sure you like the video on your way out, and I'll see you tomorrow. What Mandem Talk tomorrow? Hey, listen, we'll see what happens on Mandem Talk, people. Take care, guys. Bye.